Welcome to the Self-Care 101 podcast with your host, straight-talking life coach, Puja McClymont. This show provides simple self-development, supporting you to embody your self-worth so that you can live the happier, more fulfilled life that you deserve without burning out. Thank you so much for listening today. Hello, it's season 2, episode 27. So we're a few weeks away from the end of 2021, and I'd love to know if you're ready to build your ideal future. Can you believe that we've been in a pandemic for almost 2 years? I really hope this life-changing time in your life has been insightful for you and that you've used as many opportunities for growth as possible. Now, in the lead up to the new year, I've put together a bunch of shows that will help you build your ideal future and help you have an incredible 2022. If you start doing the work now. Resolutions don't work. We have to be much more strategic about our lives, and the next few shows will cover important topics that will help you achieve this. Today's episode offers a ton of important questions that you can ask yourself that will help you build your ideal future. The trick here is to actually answer the questions. Don't just listen to the show. Actually get a notebook and pen and write down your answers, because that's where the clues will be to help you prioritise and organise your strategies for building your ideal future. Now, if you love the Self-Care 101 podcast, please can you head over to Apple Podcasts, subscribe and leave me a review. This really helps other people find the show, and I will be eternally grateful for your support. Now on to the show. So let's dive straight in with the first question. Number 1, where do I want to be in the next 1, 5, or 10 years? Of course, it's impossible to predict where your life will be a year or 5 years down the line, but it is important to have a plan of where you want to be in that time. And asking yourself this question allows you to set goals about what you want to achieve in your life. Now, without goals, you'll be like a ship in the ocean without a destination. Any direction seems like the right destination. The problem is, when you sail without a destination, being tossed by the waves, you are more likely to get wrecked on a rocky island than find yourself in a great port. Having clear goals allows you to concentrate your efforts on activities that move you forward in life. Your goals give you the motivation you need to create the best life for yourself. Having goals also means that you have a lighthouse to guide your life. Goals help you align your decisions with your desired life and help you notice when you're drifting away. Actually, goal setting is so important that according to a Harvard business study, those who set goals are twice more likely to succeed than those without goals. And those with written goals and a plan are 10 times more likely to succeed than those without goals. Asking yourself this question will prompt you to decide what you want to achieve in your life. Your answer to this question should encompass all areas of your life. Don't just focus on your career or material achievements. You should have goals for your career, your financial well-being, education, family, health, pleasure, and so on. The second question: where will my life be in 1, 5, or 10 years if I continue doing what I am doing today? Fortunately, many of us already have visions of where we want to be in the future, whether that's 1 year from now, the next 5 years, or the next 10 years. Even if you don't have one, hopefully the first question has got you thinking about where you want your life to be in the future. Unfortunately, many of us spend time doing things that do not help us move closer to our goals. Remember, your future life is dependent on the things that you do today. You can't live the life of your dreams in the future if you spend your life today doing average things. If your dream's to be fit within the next year, you will not get there if you keep eating junk foods and avoiding the gym. That one applies to me. Asking yourself this question helps you identify the things in your life today that you are wasting your time with. It helps you identify things that you need to do in order to achieve your goals. And most importantly, it helps you stop procrastinating on the important things that you know you need to do. If your dream is to be financially stable, asking yourself this question will spur you to start taking action towards securing your financial future today. If your aim is to be fit, you need to start exercising and eating healthy today. If there are people who are holding you back from going for your dreams, you need to cut them off today. Otherwise, if you keep doing the kind of things you've been doing before, you will continue living the same kind of life you've been living before. Like Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And we've all heard that one. The third question is, what is my why? Talk to any life coach and we always start with why. Totally, because it's so important. If you don't know your why, you do not have your compass, you do not have your motivator, you have nothing. This question is important because it helps you identify why you're going after your dreams. If one of your goals is to lose some weight, why exactly do you want to lose weight? If your dream is to become the CEO at your organization, why do you want it? What will becoming CEO do for you? Do you want it because of the associated status, or because the CEO salary will allow you to give your family a better life? Your why is a deep-seated reason behind your goals. Without knowing the why behind your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, you minimize your chances of achieving your goals. Now, the truth is, achieving your goals isn't going to be easy. You will face challenges that will make you feel like quitting. Without a clear picture of why you're going for that goal, it becomes easy to quit when the tough gets going. However, a clear why gives you purpose and motivates you to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals. Knowing your why also helps you make the tough decisions concerning your goals. A strong enough why will give you the fortitude to figure out what and how of achieving your dreams. Number 4. What am I grateful for? In this life, we are constantly trying to make more money, achieve more, and improve ourselves, that we often take for granted what we have going for us at the moment. However, it is important to take a step back and be grateful for what we have now. Now, being grateful doesn't mean that we should get complacent and stop trying to improve our lives. No. It means that we should count our blessings and appreciate the kind of lives that we have today. You might feel that your car's old and you need a new one. But you should appreciate the fact that you have a car, because there are some people who are struggling to raise money for even a bicycle. Now, gratitude is one of the keys to a truly happy life. And research even shows people who practice gratitude tend to have better confidence, better sleep, and better moods. Being grateful is also going to lower your chances of experiencing stress and anxiety. Asking yourself this question will give you a dose of optimism and make you realize that your life is not as bad as you think it is. Think you don't have anything to be grateful for? What about your health? What about a roof over your head, food to eat, a happy family? These are all the things that you should be grateful for. I've talked about gratitude upteen times, and it doesn't have to be anything grand. It can just be the basics. You got to wake up today. You got to have breakfast. You got to sit and enjoy the sunrise. You got to talk to a friend. You have a friend. Before you start worrying about a new car, a bigger house, or a better job, take a moment to be grateful for the car, the house, or the job that you have now. Game changer. Number 5, what are my values and am I being true to them? In this life, it's important to have values that guide you. Unfortunately, many of us never take a moment to identify what our values are. Now, values are your personal set of beliefs and ethical principles that guide your behavior and your decisions. Your values are the essence of who you are. They help you determine what's important to you and help you determine between right and wrong. Asking yourself this question helps you to analyze what's important to you and what you stand for. So why are values important? Well, values provide you with a framework for making the right decisions, even in cases where the decisions might result in conflict. They help you know who you are and are the basis on which you develop your important opinions. Values help you clear excess clutter from your life. They help you identify things that are important to you and allow you to let go of things that aren't important. And finally, having values increase your confidence, provides you with a stable foundation for your life. And once you know what you stand for in life, you are less likely to be swayed by the opinions of others. Values will help you go for the things that are important towards the goals that you want to achieve. Values will help you put boundaries into place in order for you to be able to align your actions towards those goals. Number 6. Do I worry too much about what others think? Human beings are social creatures, and the need to be accepted by others is a normal part of being human. This explains why each of us feels the need to act according to societal expectations. However, and you know this from me, sometimes this need to get accepted by others can become so great to the extent that it starts affecting our lives. Worrying too much about what others will think about you, your behavior, your decisions, etc., and trying to do what everyone expects of you can hinder your ability to think for yourself and make your own decisions. Instead of making your decisions based on what you want for yourself, your decisions are going to be based on what you think others consider to be right. Now, unfortunately, you can never predict what others are going to think of you, and therefore trying to please others is an exercise in futility. It's better to make your own choices without concerning yourself with what others will think of you. And if you do the values exercise, you'll really be able to hone in on this. Asking yourself this question is going to help you determine if you're doing things because you think they're the right thing to do or because you're afraid of being judged. Number 7. What do I want people to say about me at my funeral? Doing legacy exercises is a really important tool in coaching, actually, and I use it a lot with my clients, especially when people have the 1-hour coaching conversation with me, because if you can picture the end, you can start working towards the end today. Now, thinking about your own death isn't a pleasant exercise. I know it's not. But death also has a really, really helpful way of helping us identify the most important things in our lives. The truth is, everyone's going to die, including you. What would you want people to say about you during your funeral? Would you rather they talk about the expensive car you drove and your big mansion, or about how you made them feel? Would you want your children to talk about how great a dad you were, or how they never saw you because you were always in the office? Asking yourself this question will make you realize that there is more to life than chasing material things. Building good relationships with people and having a great character is what's going to matter in the end. People are going to remember you for how you made them feel, for living a life of love and kindness. No one's going to miss you once you are gone because you were the richest person in the family or because you had a private jet. Asking yourself this question reminds you that you should not focus on pursuing success and riches at the expense of relationships and good character. So this isn't about not achieving material goals. Of course, achieve material goals. Absolutely. Enjoy your life. But don't do it at the expense of relationships and character. Number 8. What would I do if I wasn't afraid of anything? Oh, fear strikes again. Now, this is a question that only a few people contemplate, yet it can have a profound impact on your life. Many of us go through life timidly, with fear holding us back from going for what we truly want to do. You keep your feelings to yourself because you're afraid you're going to be rejected by your crush. You stay at a dead-end job because you're afraid you'll fail if you quit to start your business. What if you weren't afraid? How much would you achieve? What exactly would you do if failure wasn't in the picture? Now, pondering on this question helps you to identify the things that truly matter to you. The answers to this question are the things you should step up and do. And in most cases, the fears holding you back are usually irrational and you can easily overcome them. If your fear is keeping you from moving from where you live, go ahead and do it. If your fear is keeping you from trying your hand at being a singer, go ahead and give it a try. In the end, when your life is nearing its end, you won't care about the things that you tried and failed at. Instead, you're going to regret the opportunities that you missed due to fear. Don't let your fears hold you back. Instead, face your fears and life will become limitless. Number 9. What would I do if today was my last day? Imagine that today was your last day on earth. Would you spend it mindlessly scrolling through social media or watching useless programs on TV? Not likely. Instead, you'd probably meet up with that friend that you've been meaning to meet up with, spend time with your family, or go for that one adventure that you've been postponing your entire life. If there's a person that you always had feelings for, you'd probably go ahead and tell them. You wouldn't care about rejection because, well, you only have a few hours to live, and you're going to go knowing that you made your feelings known. The truth is, no one knows when they'll die. This means that today could very well be your last day on earth, so why waste it doing useless things? Considering that this could be your last day, it's going to make you stop procrastinating on things that matter to you. You've always wanted to visit the Seychelles? Why not do it now? Who knows whether you'll be alive next year, or if there's another lockdown and pandemic. There's more to life than working to pay bills and taxes. If today was your last day on earth, I doubt that you would wake up and head to the office. Hell no. Who's going to the office on my last day of earth? Last day on earth. Instead, you do something that you've always wanted to do. Now, I'm not saying that you should skip work, but you should find time to do the things that you've always wanted to do. Now, you might put off doing something because you think you don't have time today, only to find yourself at 70 years old without having ever done it. So don't put living your life to someday in the future when the future is not assured. Instead, live your wildest life today, because today is the only moment that you are sure of. Number 10. Why not? Why not? A little while ago, I shared a fantastic TED Talk from Shonda Rhimes about success and the experience that she went through. And if you don't know who Shonda Rhimes is, she is a fierce creator, TV creator. She created Grey's Anatomy and Bridgerton, to name a few. But she's fierce. And in this video, I shared it with my email community. She asked the question, why not? And one of my clients has adopted it so fiercely that anytime something comes to her, before she reacts with self-doubt and fear, she says, why not? Why not? From when we're kids, we've been brainwashed by society that we need to follow the rules and live a certain way. Then we need to fit in. We need to keep our heads down and we need to play it safe. But following this path, it often leads to an average life. Sometimes you need to go beyond the confines of tradition and stop playing it safe. Don't just accept everything as it is. If someone tells you that something can't be done, ask them why not. If someone says that you can't achieve your dreams, ask yourself why not. Don't accept the limitations put on you by other people. Instead, you should challenge the status quo and go for what others think is impossible. If you look at some of the greatest people to have ever lived, most of them have looked at things that seemed undoable and asked themselves, why not? Number 11. Is my social circle influencing my life positively? Like Jim Rohn once said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. The circle of friends you keep around you influences your mindset, your behavior, and your habits. Want to be successful? Hang out with successful people. Want to be confident? Hang out with confident people. Want to be happy? Hang out with happy people. And there's even scientific evidence behind this. According to a study published in Psychology Today, people with low self-control can improve their self-control by surrounding themselves with strong-willed friends. Now, asking yourself this question allows you to evaluate the social circle that you surround yourself with. Are they people that challenge and encourage you to be a better version of yourself? Are they people that are dragging you down with negativity and mediocrity? Letting go of your friends can be a hard thing to do, But if you want to achieve your fullest potential, it's important to surround yourself with people who share the same dreams with you, people who challenge you. And if you're constantly surrounded by people who have no aspirations, you will eventually become complacent in your life, because that is the normal kind of life in your social circle. But if everyone in your social circle is constantly working to better themselves, you're going to be challenged to better yourself. And if you want to remain within that same circle, it will be amazing for your growth. Number 12. Am I living a lifestyle that promotes physical, mental, and spiritual well-being? In order to enjoy life to the fullest, you should live a lifestyle that enhances your health and well-being. However, when many of us think about health and well-being, we only think about the physical part. Now, a healthy lifestyle should focus on your physical well-being, but also your mental and spiritual well-being. Now, according to many ancient cultures, mine included, the body, the mind, and the soul are interconnected, with each one affecting the other. This means that it's impossible to have overall well-being when one of these elements is not healthy. Asking yourself this question allows you to make choices that allow you to live a healthy life and enables to challenge your focus to mental and spiritual well-being. Two elements of wellness that are often neglected. We know this. We know how important mental and spiritual well-being is. We've got to now start taking action to improve those. Good nutrition and exercise will take care of your physical well-being. Reading and educating yourself continually will take care of your mental well-being, while things like religion and meditation will help you take care of your spiritual well-being. The important thing here is that your overall well-being depends on these three elements. Don't focus on one and neglect the other. Number 13. Am I giving the people I value most enough time? Now, many times we focus on the challenges of our lives that we forget how important it is to spend quality time with people that we value the most, our family and friends. You should never be too busy for people who love and care for you. In the end, they are the only ones who matter. You might lose your job, you might lose money, the cars, but your family and friends will always have your back no matter what happens. In addition to always having a circle of support, family and friends are also good for your happiness. People who spend more quality time with people they value tend to have higher levels of happiness. Spending time with friends and family even has a bigger impact on happiness than an increase in income. Number 14. Do I care more about how my life looks or how it feels? Today's society is fueled by marketing and extreme consumerism. In a world where first impressions matter a lot, people see the car you drive or the clothes you wear and not your character or integrity. Having the right image determines the kind of friends you're going to get, the relationships you're going to get into, and the kind of jobs and business deals you're going to get. Matters have obviously been made worse by social media, where people are all about showing off how their lives seemingly are. And this has led to a situation where most people are most focused on living a life that looks good, even if it's all a facade. Today, keeping up with the Joneses has become a way of life. People are taking loans to buy houses and cars with the aim of looking successful. According to a survey by the Country Financial Security Index, more than half of the respondents spent more than their income occasionally, while 21% spend more in a month than they earn in the same month for more than 6 months every year. Now, most of this expenditure goes towards buying material things with the aim of impressing others. I've been victim to this completely. I was hosting my first dinner party recently at my house, and I spent more than I should have on things like flowers and a table runner, things that are nice to have but not essential. We all do it. It happens very easily. Now, while doing this might boost your image, it's going to have an adverse effect on your life. Spending beyond your means to impress the masses can lead to a life of debt. Now, apart from setting yourself up for a life of debt, living a life where you care more about how your life looks can lead to a lack of joy and contentment. Instead of being appreciative of what you have, you're going to be more focused on getting more so that you can improve your image. Now, since you're so focused on getting bigger toys to maintain your image, you end up spending most of your time at work, which in turn also strains your relationships with family. You end up becoming distant to your partner and you miss seeing your kids growing up. Now, is this the kind of life that you want? Asking yourself if you care more about how your life looks or how it feels will help remind you that living a fake life to impress others is a walk down a treacherous path. It's better to be rich and look poor than to look rich and be poor. Number 15. What will be my biggest regret if I were to die tomorrow? If you know you're going to die tomorrow, you probably won't care about where you lived, how much money you made, or how many properties you had. More likely, you're going to regret working so hard and neglecting your family. You're likely to regret letting fear hold your life back. You're going to regret living the life others expected of you instead of charting your own path. You're going to regret not going after your dreams. Now, asking yourself this question gives you a sober reminder of what you should be doing with your life today. If you know the things you're going to regret when you're lying on your deathbed, why not do them today to avoid going out with regrets when the time comes? Now, here are some bonus questions you can ask yourself. These are going to help you figure out what to do with your life. Number 16. Have I done something nice to another person today? A good life is one that's spent in service of others. Every day you should aim to do at least one nice thing to another person. But this doesn't have to be something big. Even a small thing such as buying a cup of coffee for your colleague, allowing someone to take your spot in a queue, or even buying lunch for a homeless person can make a huge difference to their day. And as a bonus, engaging in such acts of kindness every day will make your life happier because you're contributing. Number 7, am I who I want to be? Everyone's got a vision of the kind of person they want to be. This is the true you. Unfortunately, most people are not the people they actually want to be. So it's important to regularly ask yourself if you are the person you want to be, and if not, what's keeping you from being that person, and what can you do to get closer to being that kind of person? Answering these questions will allow you to be the person you are truly meant to be. Number 18. What are the biggest mistakes I've made in my life? Now, everyone makes some pretty huge mistakes in life, unless you're living a fairly safe life without ever attempting anything meaningful. However, when you make mistakes, don't leave it at that. Instead, examine these mistakes to identify what lessons you can learn from them, because this helps strengthen your character. It prevents you from repeating the mistakes, and it ultimately helps you grow. Number 19. Am I happy with my job? One of the things that makes people so miserable is realizing that they're in a job that they don't love and not having the guts to make a career change. To prevent this, it's important to regularly ask yourself if you're happy with your career. And if your answer to this question is no, then you need to figure out what you need to do, whether that's looking for a new job, completely changing your career, going back to study, or acquiring new skills. Finally, once you figure out what you need to do, you should follow through with it. Don't spend years saying you need to change your job without ever doing anything about it. Number 20. Do I have some money set aside for emergencies? Now, the thing about emergencies is that you never know when they're going to come. And if you're not prepared, they can easily ruin your life entirely. So it's important to make sure that you always have some money saved up for a rainy day. Now, those of you who struggled financially through the pandemic, a couple of things to note. If you had money in the bank, you had savings for a rainy day. If you didn't dip into those savings, the pandemic was a rainy day. I mean, it was a full-on thunderstorm, global thunderstorm. That's what a rainy day is. Even if you were saving for a house, you had 200 grand saved up for your deposit and you didn't want to dip into it. If you can't put food on the table, what's the point of those savings? That £500,000 house doesn't mean anything if you can't feed yourself. Number 21. Are you investing in the right relationships? Now, humans are social beings, and regardless of how much wealth and success you might attain in life, it's impossible to be truly happy in your life if you don't have good relationships with the people that you care about. So even as you focus on pursuing your other goals, such as money, success in your career, and so on, do not forget in investing in creating deep and meaningful relationships with the people closest to you or people that you care about. Number 22. How much money am I wasting each month on meaningless things? This is a really tough question, and when I'm doing financial health work with clients, it's a really tricky one to work on because you seemingly spend money thinking that you need these things in your life, and when we do this analysis, you soon realize how much you are wasting each month. Now, sometimes you might find it hard to achieve your financial decisions, not because you're not making enough money, but because you're wasting a lot of your money on the things that you don't need. So it's a good idea to routinely examine what you spend your money on and see where your money is going. Now, the best way to do this is to keep a record of everything you spend your money on for a few months, and then go through these records and try to determine if there are some things that are meaningless and that they're taking large chunks of your money. So you might realize that you're spending over £200 a month eating out. Now, this might not look like much, but if you were to remove this cost and opt for more home-cooked meals, you would save close to $3,600 every year. And this money you can then use to save and invest. Number 23. Am I happy? Happiness is one of the most important goals in life. We all know this. I've been banging on about it for forever, for almost 101 shows. But most of us don't even actively do anything to ensure our happiness. We do things just because we were told to that's what we need to do. So we go to school, we graduate, we get a job, we start a family, buy a home, and you know the tick boxing, without even taking a moment to ask ourselves if we're happy and if we're happy with the way our lives are going. It's one of the first questions I ask people who are considering working with me. I ask them, what do you want? And so few can answer that question. Now, we wake up every day and go to jobs that we hate just because we've been told that we have to have a job is the most important thing. And eventually we're going to get to the end of our lives and realize that we missed out on life because we were so focused on doing what we were supposed to do. Now, to avoid this, it is very, very important to regularly ask yourself if you are happy with your life. And if your answer is no, then you need to find out why you're not happy with your life and what you can do about it. Is it because you hate your job? Find another one then. If you don't like where you live, move somewhere else. Are you unhappy because you're in a miserable relationship? End it. Don't just put up with something that makes your life miserable simply because you were conditioned to believe that that's what you're supposed to do. You have one life, whether you believe in reincarnation or not. You have one conscious life. Make it worth it. Make it amazing. Why not? And the last question, number 24. Will this matter in 5 years? So often we don't get to enjoy life because we're so stressed over something that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Of course, being cut off in traffic is really frustrating, but is it really worth getting worked up over for the whole day? Are you even going to remember this incident in a few weeks' time? Your partner might have delayed you in the morning, causing you to miss your flight to visit your parents. But will it really matter 5 years down the line? Because you can just get the next flight. The point here is that very often we go about life full of negative emotions because of the things that are way too irrelevant or insignificant. So if you find yourself worrying or stressing over something, ask yourself if it's going to matter in 5 years from now. And if it won't, there is no point in obsessing over it. I have some exciting news. In June next year, I am hosting a retreat in Marrakesh. Now, it is a 6-night retreat and the theme is clarity, rest and rejuvenation. And in this retreat, we're going to do some deep connection to self-work using a number of spiritual tools, with each activity contributing to helping you uncover your deepest desires and fears that we'll then use to help you live your best life. You're going to be staying at the beautiful Peacock Pavilions under the Atlas Mountains. We'll have the venue all to ourselves. You're going to enjoy an outdoor cinema experience, a mindfulness experience at the Majorelle Gardens, a massage on property, a gentle hike with beautiful shopping in the Atlas Mountains, daily meditations, physical practices, delicious foods, and a final night of Moroccan indulgence. Think fire breathers and belly dancers. Come along. You'll find all the information at the link in the episode description. Now, there are only 10 places in total, so if this sounds like just what you need in your life, then email me today to hold your place with a deposit. You will not need to pay anything else until the new year. And if you want more bespoke support to help you build your ideal future, book a free 1-hour coaching conversation with me at my website now. It'll help you get some insight and direction with your next steps, and when you're ready, you can sign up and work with me. Thank you for listening to the Self-Care 101 podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, rate and review over on Apple Podcasts so that other people like you can find the show. For more information about the work I do, head over to my website, PujaMcClymont.com, and for daily inspiration, please connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Puja McClymont. Sending love and talk to you soon.